Happy Sunday, everybody. This is Zach at it again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and as part of our monthly spotlight with the Wythe County Technology Center, we are here with nursing instructor Sue Copley. Thank you for being with us today, Sue.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'd like to start off by asking you some questions about yourself. How did you get into the nursing field, and what led you to become the instructor for this program?
Well, I knew from probably the second grade that I wanted to become a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I broke my arm and had some really nice nurses that took care of me, and I knew that day that that's what I wanted to do. So it's been a lifelong thing. And I just, as I grew up, I never did change my mind and went to high school and, finally took the classes I needed to take in order to go to college and become a nurse. And I went to nursing school right exactly out of high school. And then, I've been a nurse for 40 years. So it's been a good career.
And are you from here?
Actually, I grew up in Bluefield, Virginia, and actually attended Bluefield State College. That's where I went to college at.
Okay. So how did you end up becoming the instructor of this program?
Well, I had my previous job before this one. I worked at the health department, and so I worked at the health department through COVID, which was very stressful. Just trying to keep up with everything and monitor people that had it, and so it was just a very stressful time. And so
Is that here in Wythe County Health Department you worked at?
I worked at the Wythe County Health Department. Yes.
Well, then you know my good friend Barbara Sherritts then.
Yes, Barbara and I worked together, and I really enjoyed working with her, and I call her a friend. She's a very sweet lady.
Absolutely. Her son is my best friend, and I grew up with that family.
Okay. Well, I think maybe I've even heard her talk about you.
Oh,
talking about you all being friends.
Well, you may have. Jacob and I have been close for many years, and and Josh and I have been friends for years as well. So. Yeah, Barb is a special lady. She means a lot to me.
Yes, she is a very special lady.
But anyway, continue. You were helping people through COVID.
Right, and it was just very stressful, and I needed a change. And but prior to actually working in the actual health department, while I was still employed as a health department employee, I also worked as part of a wellness team. And so I got the opportunity to do several classes teaching, adults, just basic knowledge on lab work and, several different things. And I always enjoyed it. I always enjoyed the preparation and just enjoyed doing the classes. So when this job came available, I applied. I wasn't sure if I would be, qualified to be able to do it, but I was, and so that's how I'm here.
Well, and you could not have a better boss than you do in Miss Summer Stone. She is a champion.
I definitely agree there.
She is a champion of all the departments of the Technology Center. She is the one who approached me to do these monthly spotlights for the newspaper, and she is a phenomenal lady.
Yes.
So officially you became the instructor in what year?
Actually, last year. I've only called a year and a half.
Oh.
So I started in August of 2021. And so everything is new to me. I'm still learning.
Okay, but you are enjoying your job.
I am enjoying my job, and I think probably the most rewarding thing that can see with this job is when you're teaching and you think that the kids just are not getting it, and you struggle thinking that you may not be doing what all needs to be done, and then a light bulb pops on and they go, I remember that, Miss Copley, I remember that, and I can tell, that they really have gotten it, mm-hmm. and that just does my heart good.
Well, you seem like a very nice lady, and one that would be very connected with your students. Do you feel a connection with your students?
I do feel a connection. There's, I think, they're the ones that really want to be here and that really want to, achieve what they want. I can see that, and I'm very proud of them. I feel like that some days I may be, a good listening ear for them, but also, still expecting them to complete what they need to complete to be a nurse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, with every other department that I've talked with each month, you can come away as a graduate from the Technology Center with a certain number of certifications. That is undoubtedly true of your program. So what kind of certifications can your nursing students come away with?
When the girls complete their first year, and those are my junior students, mm-hmm. They're actually in at what we call Practical Nursing 1, but they can actually complete all the requirements that they need to be able to sit for their Certified Nursing Assistant exam. Mm-hmm. And I have actually got a couple that have actually taken the test, passed, and are actually even working as seniors. They're working in nursing homes. So, but that's what they can complete in their first year. If they decide to continue on with Practical Nursing 2, they're actually beginning their first year of college, which is through WCC, but the nursing program for the LPN program is taught in Galax at Crossroads. Mm-hmm. And so they can complete their first year of college here. Once they graduate as seniors, then they will go and they can do a semester of clinicals, and then they will have one more year to complete, and then they will be eligible to sit for their LPN exam.
Okay. So it's been 20 years since I have been out of high school, but when I was out of high school and went into WCC for the next 2 years, WCC was it as far as nursing program.
Right.
The nurses, when I graduated, they were the rowdiest, they were the most cheerful, they were the most excited, because if they made it through that nursing program, they knew that they had made it. I mean, so yes. Is WCC still as respectable a nursing program as it was 20 years ago? And you're working
yes.
You're working in conjunction with them, right?
Right. And, in the classes that are taught actually at WCC, at the campus here in Whistle, those are the RN students. So they'll be registered nurses when they, when they complete it. But through Crossroads, and this is a fairly new program with them starting out, the LPNs, which are licensed practical nurses. And so that, it kind of completes. They can go from CNA to LPN right into RN, and in just several years, and go wherever they want to be. If they want to be a nurse practitioner, if they want to, be a traveling nurse, a psychiatric nurse. The possibilities are endless. Mm-hmm. If they take this program.
Mm-hmm. And nursing, this is very interesting in my case. I was born with cerebral palsy, and I have spent my life bound to a wheelchair. And my wife was a registered nurse for several years, and then in 2016 she was diagnosed with a rare heart condition that unfortunately put her on disability. However, she has had that nursing training, and God bless her sweet soul. She says she is thankful that she had that training because she is able to care for me in ways that other people may not know. So,
right.
As a nurse, I'm sure I'm sure that most people that go into this field, into this program, want to be nurses or intend to be nurses. But even if you don't become a nurse or work in the medical field, this program can be beneficial to you in many different ways, can it not?
Yes, it can. I mean, it is just, I tell my girls every day that this is the foundation for whatever you want to be,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and, you know, I mean, and it's just good basic knowledge that, you know, that you may not, I mean, they may never want to become a healthcare professional. They may decide that they want to go a completely different route. But with what they learn in these 2 years, that prepares them for, it sort of prepares them for the world because, you know, there's so much that they can glean from, what is taught in these programs.
And how many students do you currently have?
Well, right now I've got 12 juniors, which are in my certified nursing assistant class, and then I have 7 in the licensed practical nursing class. So I have 12 juniors and 7 seniors.
Okay, and are they all female?
Yes, they are. That's something that we want to try to work on because last year we started out with a couple of males and they just decided that it wasn't for them, and so they moved on to something else. But I really would like to expand that. We need male nurses and male CNAs. I mean, just because of just what their body strength brings, they're a lot of times so helpful as far as moving patients and transferring patients. So, we're trying to work on that this year and see if we can't recruit us some male students.
Amen to that. And as a male who relies on other people for my most intimate and personal care, I have unfortunately a very dismal view of the nursing situation and the need for competent nurses, because I have not had a personal caregiver to fund through Medicaid in over a year, and that's because, unfortunately, even though they say they screen these applicants, when you come in and you see some of these people that are coming in your home, it's more of a hindrance than a help, if that makes any sense. So, unfortunately, my wife and I have just decided, not to bother with that, but to have a competent, reliable, appropriately paid male caregiver would be a dream come true for someone like me.
Yes, it would. And, and the sad reality is that, you don't see a whole lot of males going into nursing, and I don't know why that is. I mean, there's so many opportunities. I mean, male nurses make great ER nurses, make great, they would make great long-term care nurses, and I just don't know. I just don't think that sometimes that it's marketed toward them. And so they don't, they just don't have an interest in it.
Well, and I can easily get on a personal soapbox here, but society will so easily cast people like me who are dependent on other people for their care and just say, well, let's just put him in a nursing home, and it's not that simple. as disabled people, I am a husband, I am a father, I pay my own bills, I help to I take care of my daughter and my wife, and I'm as valuable to, I have this job that we're doing right now. I'm as valuable to society as anyone standing on their own 2 feet, and there are many like me who should be in their own homes and should be thriving in the communities and not in nursing homes. And
right.
but we just need and should have that personal care to where we don't have that fear constantly am I going to be in my home and with my family the next year or the next week, because I live in that fear every day because of a lack of continuity of care, and and that is something that I battle every single day. And so there are so many changes within the nursing field and the medical field, and there should be more allowances because it's cheaper on the government to keep us at home. I don't know why that they, I don't know why that's not championed any better than it is.
Right. I agree with you there. I mean, I did home health and hospice for a period of time during my nursing career, and so I would see that the people would be so much better off if they were just at home in their own environment, and and having people in. Thankfully, I had a really good group of certified nursing assistants that were able to go in and take care of these little patients, and I felt like that they got superb care. But it's just not the case. I mean, there's just I don't know why people aren't going into CNA work more than they do, and we need those. We need to have those in the community or in the just in the world. We need more.
Well, people are being so rewarded now. We're in a society where we're rewarded not to work. They're offering, $17 an hour to go to McDonald's, and they offer you $9.50 to go into a home health CNA situation. Which one would you choose? And it just it simply is not fair. It's much easier than nursing home work. You have the same patient every day. You know the routine. I'm very structured. It would be the same routine every day. I'm not that hard to take care of. I don't need to have somebody over my shoulder 24 hours a day. What I'm saying is that there are so many other people like me that can function very well on their own. They just need help with getting in and out of bed or on and off the toilet or driven. I have my own vehicle, but I have to be driven to and from the grocery store. But I do things just like everybody else does, and it's just not fair that people like us are not afforded the opportunities because governmental funds are not going where they should be going.
Well, I have said for many years that the whole system is broken. Mm-hmm. It's just broken. I mean, you have programs where people, like you say, are rewarded for just staying at home and not doing, and then you've got people that want to work and are willing to work and want to take care of themselves, and they're the ones that seem to always be neglected or left behind. And it just seems every year that I'm in nursing, it just seems to get worse and worse.
Right. And I have had many good CNAs, but they don't stay because they don't get the proper pay. If they are reliable, if they are dependable, if they are consistent in their work, they should be paid handsomely for what they do.
I agree there. I said that was one of the occupations of all the many years that I've worked, that they were the most unappreciated and the most underpaid probably employees in any kind of healthcare facility.
And that's why more often than not we end up with with the dregs of humanity coming in and pretending to work, because the good people won't do that, and the bad people know they don't have to be screened or officially background checked or whatever, and that's their easy way to get a job, and that's not it. And it's not fair to us. It's not fair to them.
No, it's not. It's not.
So anyway, enough about my soapbox. I just wanted a chance to get that out there, because you know, we need good people. We need good help. So if there are young people wanting to make a difference in the world, there are so many of us that want to be in our home and contribute to society too. Please come and help us.
Right.
You know.
And I tell you, the lack of compassion that I have seen over the years too has dropped drastically. I've felt like for a long time that some people go into healthcare just because they know they're going to get a good paycheck. Mm-hmm. But you have to have compassion for those patients. You have to want to take care of them. I don't know how many times that I say in this classroom, treat these patients like you would want your grandfather to be treated. Absolutely. Or your grandmother, or an uncle, an older uncle. Treat them with that compassion. No, you don't have to. Love on them, or but just have compassion. Be caring. Listen to them. Do what just do what they ask. If they tell you the same thing 500 times, just listen to them. That's all they want.
That's right.
And I just feel like it just has gone out the door. I don't know what, I don't know if society has done that or what has, done that. But
that being said, with the students that you have, do you find that they are enthusiastic about what they're doing, or?
The majority of them, yes. I mean, I still have a couple that I have to kind of prod along.
Sure.
But I think that's going to be in anything that you do. But I mean, for the most part, I think the students that I've seen, and of course, granted, like I say, I've only done it a year and a half. So, but the students that I have seen do have that compassion. And they do excellent when they go to clinicals. We've been going to Carrington Place here in Whistle for their clinical experience. Twice a week we go, and just hearing them, seeing how they act in the classroom, and then seeing how they act when they get to the nursing home. It makes me feel good that they do have that compassion. They do have that empathy for people that can't care for themselves.
And that is key. That is key.
Yes, it is key. It is.
Can you explain to me, other than the LPN and CNA certifications that they have, what are some other benefits of the nursing program? Within this program too, they have to learn CPR. So, that's something that they could use anytime. I mean, it wouldn't have to necessarily mean that they're on a job. Once you're certified in that CPR, then, you're eligible to perform that in the event that you're anywhere that somebody, has a cardiac event or, has to have CPR. I just think that it makes them more responsible, not just the compassion and the empathy end of it, but I think that they have to be responsible and learn being responsible for their actions that they take, and and that can be, that's everyday living. That you have to be responsible for what you do. You have to be responsible for the mistakes you make. And I see that in these students. I mean, I see that, but I think it raises up, I don't know if I'd say leaders, but I guess it could be. It raises them up to be a responsible part of society. Mm-hmm. What would you like to see in the future of your program and in the future of nursing in general?
Well, as far as for the program, I mean, I think I want to, once again, I'm putting in there, I'd love to have some male students. I think that would be an asset to our program. But just growing the program. I mean, right now, I mean, I can have up to 20 students in each class. And right now, we're still staying very low numbers, still, staying down in the lower teens, at best. So wanting to see that program grow, being able to, I guess, produce more students and more nurses to be out there to be able to work within the community, or even if they decide not to stay in our community, but being, able to go other places and kindly, because there's such a deficit for the amount of, nurses or healthcare workers, period, that you see. Used to be, they'd say, well, just become a nurse because you can always find a job. But, that might be the case, but they just don't seem to get out there. But I would love to grow the program bigger than it is now.
Okay. And for nursing in general?
For nursing in general, I mean, I think that nursing changes so rapidly. On a daily, weekly basis, there's something that that has come available. But just being able to for people that are young nurses or even older ones, being able to have like learning experiences that would help them with their everyday clinical activities. I mean, I think sometimes that, you get a job, you get put into a job, they do your basic orientation and training, but I think each area that you work in, there's always going to be something that is, something's going to go on during that, during your work experience, that I feel like that nurses need to expand their knowledge, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. And you haven't been a teacher very long, but have you noticed any success stories in the graduates that you've taught?
Well, I do. I have a student, or a couple of students actually from last year that have kept in touch with me. They've talked. I've had one that she actually went and passed her CNA exam, and she's working at a nursing home. She's presently going to college for her to get her RN. She was always a good student and a good worker in class. And, so it made me feel really good when she contacted me, and I kept telling them last year, I sometimes think that we want them to succeed, and I'm not saying that I'm giving them the answers or giving them the information, but you just want them to be successful. But I told them, I said, we sort of guide you along here, and I said, once you get in college, it's going to be a little harder than that. And I said, I just want y'all to be aware of that. I said, that's how it's going to happen. And she came back and said, you were right, Miss Copley. It is harder at college. And so that kind of made me feel good because she remembered that. She remembered me saying that. But she's probably my biggest success story. I mean, I know I had a couple that were going on to nursing school, but haven't been in touch with them. Actually, haven't even seen them out in the community to even ask them how they're doing. So, but she's probably the best success story that I have in just a short period of time. And then, like I say, I've got a couple of students that are here in my, that are seniors that have already passed their CNA exam and have gotten a job at the Rural Retreat Care Center and are working as CNAs. So that makes me feel a little accomplished.
Okay, very good. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you want to?
I can't think of anything.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. It's been nice talking with you.
It's been nice talking to you, and I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to talk.